Hi, so this is English 103, Composition and Critical Thinking. And who am I? I am Nuala Mary Linka, aka Nunu, your English professor. And I have a message that I want to give to you. We are in an 8-week course and we have to write, 10,000 words. And paper 1 is coming up. The topic of paper 1 is basically, how did Adolf Hitler rise to power? And your answer to this question will be your thesis for your paper, your overall opinion. And I'd like you to consider this question before you answer this question up here and come up with a thesis. My question here that I'd like you to consider is, did individuals, groups, and organizations fail to reason about Hitler at full power, deductively and inductively? Is that how Adolf Hitler rose to power? Let's go ahead and let's go to our class. I'm right into it here in home. We see our brain turning on and off. And you know already that modules is where we can access all of the class assignments. I have a handy link here. And you can also access modules right below home in the left menu. So I'm going to click on this, on modules, and I'm going to go down to our assignment for week 10, which is just coming up, understanding how Hitler rose to power. And I have for you a powerful image. This is a cover of Time. It's just a boy and his dog. And when did Time render this pleasant picture of Adolf Hitler? Well, it was on March 13th, 1933, and what was going on at this time. No matter what was inside the cover of Time, should Time have known better than to publish an idealized portrait of Hitler like this? Well, in 1933, Dachau, the first concentration camp, was opened, and I have this link to what was going on. People were being murdered already. The Holocaust had started to roar, the fires. And so this guy in 1933 was on the cover of Time with his dog. And of course, we know this guy, Adolf Hitler, is responsible for this. Okay. And as I said, Dachau was already up and roaring. So if people saw this cover of Time, could they make a faulty deduction? Just a boy and his dog? What about this? Here's some deductive reasoning, not fact-checked by inductive reasoning. Major premise: people who love their pets are usually good people. Minor premise: Adolf Hitler seems to love his dog. Let's look at him with his dog again. There he is, with the dog with its tongue sticking out next to its master, looking relaxed in the garden. Okay. So again, the major premise: people who love their pets are usually good people. Minor premise: Adolf Hitler seems to love his dog. Conclusion: Adolf Hitler is probably a good person. So consider if deductive reasoning, not fact-checked by inductive reasoning, is one of the reasons for understanding how Hitler rose to power. Okay, so you're going to write 1,000 words, 4 pages, 120 points. And I'm going to ask you to seriously consider this question. I'm not saying I'm right. Did individuals, groups, and organizations fail to reason about Hitler at full power, deductively and inductively? What would deductive and inductive thought have taught them? And I have a handy link for you to deductive and inductive reasoning, which we covered last week, but I have a link right here, and it's pretty handy. And it will explain, what deductive, let me get rid of this ad for us, what deductive reasoning versus inductive reasoning is again. And you have buried in here somewhere a syllogism. And what is a syllogism? It's this major, minor premises and the conclusion I gave you. Okay, so that's just a heads up from me just to consider this question. Which is right here. Did individuals, groups, and organizations fail to reason about Hitler at full power, deductively and inductively? we don't have to choose one kind of thought over another, do we? We can do both. All right. So that's my little heads up to you about paper 1. And I am Nuala Mary Linka, aka Nunu, your English professor.